Hey guys, it's Dragon Ball for Life here today and I'm back with another video. Now today we're going to be talking about the Uchihas and why they're completely broken in Naruto and why I absolutely hate them for that. But before I get into that, I just want to show you guys my shirt. What do you guys think about it? Also, I do want to talk about why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because of my reaction to T-Sizzle's video about called Sasuke Sucks, which you guys should go check that out. That was a great video. Also go to his channel, subscribe to there. But yeah, in that video he was talking about why he hates Sasuke, and personally I mentioned in that song that I personally do not like the Uchihas in general, and I know some people might not agree with me on that statement or be like, what the hell do you mean? Because I think the Uchihas are kind of liked in in Naruto. It's just that Sasuke is not very well liked, but characters like Madara, characters like Itachi, characters like Shusui, which he barely had any screen time. I don't know why people like him so much, but people like that, they really like the Uchiha clan characters and like their powers and abilities. But for me personally, I just cannot fuck with them for the simple reason that they're completely OP and broken in Naruto, and it seems like they have ridiculous plot armor. I don't know what the hell Kishimoto was doing when he was, writing them into the story, but I think he was dick writing them a little too hard. Here's my biggest problem with them. They're in a universe where, there's different types of powers and abilities, but they have a power and ability that's so set apart and far above everybody else in that universe that's nearly impossible to be able to catch up to these characters and beat them unless you are ridiculously powerful. Even the weaker characters of this clan are a serious threat. And I know Danzo got a bunch of them killed off and took their eyes, but the only way they got really killed off was by another one of their own members, Itachi, killing them off. They were too OP, and I did not like that. After watching like Naruto and stuff the first time and seeing some people's reactions to Naruto, I kind of started to dislike the Uchiha clan more and more, and how absurdly broken they were. So here's why I think they're broken. For one, the Sharingan. The Sharingan has too many abilities that gives them too much of an edge, and there's too many characters from the Uchiha clan that have too much of a significant power, and requires other characters to be significantly stronger just to be able to handle them. I mean, the ability of the Sharingan is very dangerous. One, they can read up all your movements, so they basically can tell it. Two, they can copy your abilities. And then three, they can trap you in a genjutsu, which is basically a psychic ability. Now, there's taijutsu, there's ninjutsu, and then there's genjutsu. Taijutsu is just physical fighting, hand to hand. Ninjutsu is basically using your powers like, the Rasengan or Chidori. Any of those moves are you require ninjutsu for it. But genjutsu is basically psychic abilities, and that's when it becomes very dangerous. And yes, there are other characters that have genjutsu abilities, but none of them are on par or the level of the Uchiha clan. Everybody else's genjutsu are very weak in base level. They're never anywhere near theirs, and theirs is too broken. And this is where my problem comes from. In the Naruto universe, like I said, genjutsu is basically like psychic attacks. And the Uchiha clan are very well known and versed for the psychic abilities and having different ones, but usually they're all very OP. But the psychic ability is such on a high level of power that nobody else can really compete with it, and this is why it's a problem. Now, if you go to other works of fiction like DC, Marvel, Dragon Ball, or whatever, you would see characters with psychic abilities, and they are very dangerous. But here's the thing: you have other characters to counter those abilities with even more powerful abilities or more unique abilities, or they have some form of resistance to psychic attacks or a complete protection against it. But in Naruto, that's not the case. Psychic abilities are the highest form of abilities in Naruto. Yes, you have other techniques and stuff, but none of them compare to genjutsus. If you get trapped in a psychic attack like theirs, like Itachi's, there's nothing you with your crazy ninjutsu can do. And I know there's a way to break out of it, of pumping a ton of chakra into you, and then it can break out of it. But let's be honest, that's for weaker genjutsus, I mean. When you get the stronger genjutsus, like from characters like Itachi or Madara or from Obito or whatever, or use it against from other characters, you can't really break out of that way. And it just seems like BS to me. The only way that you can really beat an Uchiha is if you're ridiculously OP, an Uchiha yourself, have the Rinnegan, which is crazy to think, and if you have a teammate, which is BS. It's basically saying you can't beat these assholes one-on-one unless you're ridiculously OP. Besides that, you have to have help. So I don't really like that. I think that they made them too strong. I think Kishimoto kind of dick rode them to high heaven. He's like, oh, these characters have to do this. Look at what Naruto had to go through, what he had to obtain just to be able to surpass Sasuke. It's bullshit and should not have to go that far. Also, the fact that they can control these tailed beasts is also pretty stupid. I do not like this. I cannot fuck with people that are this OP in their own universe. Yes, like I said, when you compare them to other characters in other fictional universes, they're not that powerful. But the problem is in Naruto, they are. How do you stop somebody in Naruto who has a genjutsu ability from the Uchiha clan when you're a regular person? Most of these other characters, they cannot break out of it. So if they get stuck in a genjutsu, they're basically fucked. The Uchiha clan, the Uchiha member basically has them in their grasp. The only way they can really break out is if they have somebody else helping them out, or if they prevented them from doing it in the first place, which is still pretty hard because all it takes is one look for them to do that. Hell, they don't even have to look a lot of times. They can even speak and it's auditory, so they can work that way. Or even point at you. I mean, Itachi pointed at Naruto and he got him trapped in the genjutsu. If Itachi was truly evil, it would be hard for most characters to beat him. Though I don't agree with a lot of the Itachi fanboys that are like, he can beat anybody. He can beat Kaguya. He can beat Momoshiki. He can beat, he can beat Naruto with a stage whatever mode. People keep on overriding that, but I can kind of see where they're coming from because the way they wrote them in Naruto, it's like, if you have genjutsu, you basically can fuck over anybody unless they have an ability to, attack that. So, like characters like Naruto, Jiraiya, and stuff like that, they have to do other things to do it. When Jiraiya was teaching Naruto, it was basically him telling him, yeah, well, you have a little bit of a chance to break out if you pump a lot of energy into you, but then again, that only works for the weak ones, and you're going to be pretty much fucked, so you have to have somebody else there. I do not like that. I do not like characters writing, like a writer writing characters in a story where they're so OP that everybody else is completely beneath them. The Uchiha clan was considered to be one of the strongest. I think there are, besides, any of the alien species that are outside of their world, I think the Uchiha clan are literally the strongest. They said and it pissed me off because they stated that the Byakugan was stronger than the Sharingan when it first was introduced. And then later on, we see that no, it's nowhere near it. All the Byakugan can let you do is see further ahead, see almost 360, and see into somebody's body to see the chakra networks. But the Sharingan can do far more than that. It can read a person's movements, it can copy their abilities, and then the Genjutsu is just complete BS. You can mindfuck the hell out of somebody, and they can't do anything about it, especially if they're alone. So I don't like that, the fact that the only person who could really truly beat a Uchiha is them. And like, look at Madara. He was probably just a regular ass, Uchiha member. And then you have Hashirama who had to go to the extremes, be Hokage just to beat him. I just don't like it. You see the other Naruto characters, they have to be such above to be able to handle them. It's just BS. I do not like that. The Kishimoto, clearly he does not know how to write correctly and how to write power systems because he overpowered one clan and had everybody else underpowered. Like, if Itachi didn't kill off the Uchiha clan himself, they would have basically taken over the Hidden Leaf Village and would have been just the strongest because they have all those abilities. They should have put more of a limitation on their psych abilities. I know they have if they use it too much, their eye, burns out and stuff, they go blind. But still, they're so goddamn OP. It's so bullshit. The only reason they had Itachi dying was, with the sickness was because Kishimoto wrote a character that was way too powerful too early on, didn't know how to get rid of him, so he made him sick. That is so dumb. I hate that. I hate the fact that they added this in. I just wish that, he would write them a little bit more deep, either depowered, nerf them a little bit, or at least have the other characters have more of a buff to compete against, the Genjutsu. Because how are you supposed to handle that? When Naruto was trapped under there with a finger point by Itachi, he wasn't even looking in his eyes. So it's like, what do you do? What the fuck do you do to beat these guys? That's just so bullshit that you have to go that far. Naruto had to obtain all this other stuff. I mean, like, the final battle against Sasuke, yes, did he get some power? But all he had was a Sharingan and the Rinnegan. What did Naruto have? He had all the tailed beasts in him. Fully mastered the control with Kurama. He had, the Sage mode, mastered all this stuff in his cloaked form. This, that, the third. Had, the truth-seeking orbs, all this shit, just to beat Sasuke. And Sasuke, all he had was the fucking Sharingan and Rinnegan. That's just bullshit. I do not like that. They should have nerfed them. Yes, I get it that the Uchiha were supposed to be the main thing that drove the plot with the Obito and Madara, but I feel like that they just overdid it. And it's like, it's just not fair for the other characters. It's not fun to see these characters do that. And then you see them all dick riding Sasuke and stuff. So I really hate that. I feel like he really fucked up by doing that. And like I said, there are other fictional universes where they have OP characters, but at least they try to have some counterbalance to it. It's like playing, a fighting game, and you have certain characters in that fighting game that are just broken characters in the game, and they have like these abilities where they can do whatever the fuck they want, and no matter what you do to them, you're gonna take significant damage unless you play really good. And those characters that are super buffed, they need to be nerfed. And I feel like that's what happened with the Uchiha clan. They had these abilities where it gave them too much of a leverage and to be beaten. So I do not like it. I think they should have just simply, made the Sharingan at least a little bit weaker, or at least have these characters have some form of, genjutsu resistance or protection against or a way to beat it without having to do it through the other means that they've shown the show. I don't like the way they did it. I think the handling of genjutsus, he made it seem like it's something that nobody can beat, and you have to go to extreme lengths just to do it. So yeah, I don't like genjutsus. I do not like the Sharingan. I do not like the Uchiha clan. I do not like how OP it is. I do not like the ability of psychic abilities. Because like I said, having psychic abilities is fine, but you have to have other characters that have something against it. You have a world where psychic abilities are the most OP abilities, the most powerful abilities, are hard to handle, and have characters who have no psychic resistance and no way to beat the psychic ability officially, and the only ones that can do it are characters from that same clan. So what the fuck is the point? So I don't like that. That's one of the other reasons I did not like Sasuke. I felt like he didn't earn the power that he got. He got it handed to him. Look at what Naruto had to go through, getting Kurama inside him, having the tail beast, unleashing... Turn that shit off, man! Unleashing that power. I did not like that. So it's like, look at what Naruto had to go through. And a lot of people say, well, Naruto, had the tail beast in him. Sasuke just said, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know why I'm saying that? Because fucking Kishimoto basically made those assholes OP. So they had to write in him having, Kurama in him. It's not fair that he has this BS eyes that gives him these retarded ass powers. This Kekkei Genkai is the dumbest bullshit ever. This Kekkei Genkai can help you do whatever the fuck you want. Just say that the Uchiha clan are godly beings. It's fucking annoying. I did not like that. People are shitting on Naruto for using Kurama, but it's like, Naruto has no... It's not his fault that the Uchiha clan were written stupidly OP. Like, what is he supposed to do? Obviously, he needs that in him. And the fact these guys can control the tail beast also is just another layer of bullshit. Like, there's nothing that these guys can't do. They're too OP. I think that they should have just completely got rid of it. I absolutely hate the Uchiha clan. You do not know how much I hate them. I fucking hate Kishimoto for writing them this way. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking when he wrote them so OP. I want to go up to him and say this. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you write them? Are you just a dick writer of the Uchiha clan? He literally is dick writing these characters by making them like this. Why does Naruto have to go through all that? I mean, first of all, he has the he had Kurama in him. He had, the tail beast chakra. His father was the 4th Hokage. He has the Uzumaki bloodline, which gives him increased, chakra reserves. He has higher chakra reserves. He had to have all this stuff. And guess what? Sasuke had was the curse mark and the Sharingan, and he was able to surpass Naruto. Naruto did all that training, got stronger than him, and all this guy did was get a little bit of a curse mark and surpass him. I just feel like it's BS, especially when they went to training. I mean, Sasuke, he trained under Orochimaru, and when he trained under Orochimaru, he basically got so significantly powerful that he was way out of Naruto's realm for a long time. Naruto trained under Jiraiya, and he came back, and he had nothing to show up against him. And it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I get it, Orochimaru might be a better trainer. Maybe he's used a lot of the experimentations on Naruto, on Sasuke, and that's what gave him a power boost. But still, Naruto was being trained by Jiraiya even prior to Orochimaru's influence on, not influence, but training on, Sasuke. So he trained also under a legendary Sannin, too, for a whole year, and he barely got stronger. But Sasuke goes under Orochimaru for a bit, And this guy gets this significant of a power boost, and to the point where Naruto had to go through so many different fights and training to get stronger just to be able to now surpass him or compete with him. It just felt ridiculous. Also, the fact that he beat Orochimaru so easily didn't make sense to me, because you would assume that the legendary Sannin would at least be ridiculously powerful, and somebody like Orochimaru would be at least quite hard to beat, and the characters would have to get a lot stronger to beat them. But he literally got killed off early on in Dragon Ball. I mean, not Dragon Ball. Early on in Naruto by Sasuke, and I'm just like, really? Like, you have this guy who's a legendary Sannin who was trained by the third Hokage, who is considered one of the most powerful shinobis out there, and Sasuke just beats him. He dies to a 16-year-old. Or a 15-year-old or 16-year-old around that time. I'm just so annoyed by it. It's just so dumb. Like I said, Naruto does training also under legendary Sannin, has Kurama in him, still significantly weaker than him just by training under Orochimaru, and then him wiping out Orochimaru so easily, even though he's a legendary Sannin. That was bad writing in my opinion, because you introduce these characters that should have been ridiculously OP, but then getting beaten by a character that's nowhere near that level of power. So yeah, I think the legendary Sannin were very, very underpowered for what they were shown, and the Uchiha clan were just too ridiculously OP. I know some of you guys might disagree with me, but here's the thing. If you guys disagree with me, prove to me why they are not broken or stupidly written characters, because there should be no reason they're this powerful compared to characters in their universe. It feels like they're in a universe full of weaklings and they're just OP, and the only way, like I said, to beat them is to be ridiculously powerful. Why can't you just be like a normal powered shinobi and be able to beat them? Why do you have to be so ridiculously overpowered just to be able to handle them? I just don't like that. So yeah, that's my opinion on the Uchiha clan and why they're broken. So yeah, that's just my reasoning for why I don't like the Uchiha clan and think they're broken characters, and personally would prefer them to be nerfed significantly. If you guys disagree with me, tell me in the comment section why do you disagree with me on that aspect. I just feel like they don't need to make them completely weak, but don't make them so ridiculously OP that everybody else seems like that they're just struggling against them, even the weakest members of their clan. It just seems BS to me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for my next video.